Hi guys, Coach Taylor here. Look, I'm going to show you what to do if your goal is to change what your body looks like and lose body fat. I'm going to show you a way to do that in a way that is sustainable, that can make you a sustainably healthy adult, that's not going to be trapped in fads and just doing short-term fixes that aren't going to last. So I'm cool with recognizing that that goal exists, but I'm always still striving to show you what to do to last forever and to do things in a healthy way that don't hurt your body but actually can enhance your health. So that's what we're going to do in this video, is take a look at what it is you should be doing to hit those goals. Look, before now I know you've tried everything. Fad diets, restricted diets, trends, supplements, like everything. I totally get it, but it's never lasted. That's the old way of doing things. There's a new way of doing things that is more sustainable. And if you don't learn and don't start trying to do it in a new way and getting rid of the way you've done it before, you're going to end up doing exactly what you did before. Look, all over the world, there's places called blue zones. You might have heard of them. They're places where people just tend to live longer, be healthier, there's less disease. Obesity is almost doesn't even exist. They don't do hardcore workouts, they don't use supplements, they don't have crazy diet regimes or anything like that. It's all pretty simple. So what is it? What is it at these places that they do? They eat real food, they cook for themselves, they have good social connections. There's a lot to it. And I've spent the last 20 years of my career trying to figure out how can I bring those same things to the clients and the people I work with, because these are the true mechanisms, the true paths to long-term sustainable health and fitness and body image goals. So how can I bring that to more people? You see, you think what it is crash diets and fads and boot camp programs and chicken breast on a salad, and that's the way to get to a lean, healthy body. And it's what you've always done, it's what you've always known, it's what's put out there and what's preached to everybody, and I understand it. And you've probably tried it all before, but this old school system of starvation and supplements and trashing yourself so you can't walk the next day, that is not the best way to actually get to a leaner body that's sustainable over time. There's a new way and a better way of doing things. So now you've got to ask the question, can you lose body fat in a way that's healthy and sustainable, not doing all the typical fitness things that you've done in the past? Is this possible? So look, in these blue zones all over the world, there's no gym, no one diets or goes on a diet, yet they all live longer, seem to be healthier, obesity doesn't exist, disease is lower. They take care of themselves and they're functional and they're healthy into old age, they're self-sufficient, there's no old folks' homes. What is it that's causing all that and bringing this level of health without what we do with gyms and crash diets and all of that craziness? So how do they do this? How is this possible? First, they eat a diet of unprocessed foods. They cook for themselves. They don't have any guilt or anything associated around any of that. They don't exercise on a treadmill or spin bike or navigate around rows of medieval-looking machines or anything like that. They do real movement, do work that their body is designed to do. And third, they have support. They have communities around them, people that they talk to, people that do the same things as them, eat the same things. And so there's a lot of community support into that, and that plays a huge role into their overall health. See, and this is what I teach my clients. This is the methodology that I've used forever. We can take these lessons from these blue zones and how people are living longer and not dealing with problems like obesity and so many diseases and feeling better and moving well. We can take those lessons and we can free ourselves from all of the garbage that we've done in the past and all these unsustainable programs that just beat us down and the diets that never work. We can do all that. I've done it forever, and we can do it in a way that still improves our health and makes us feel good at the same time. These things are possible. This is what I put into my programming. This is what I put out all the time with every article and blog and post and video that I make, is that this is possible to do this in a healthy and sustainable way. Okay, so there's 4 basic elements of a better way of doing things for health and fitness and fat loss, etc., that I'm a huge proponent of, and is in all my programming, and that I really believe you need to do if you're going to be successful in a new way and like not fall into all these old traps. So what are they? First one is you got to eat real food, unprocessed real food. That is like the secret, the key to everything. And cook food. If you're not a great cook, that's okay. We can learn. There's so much information out there, but this is a key component. Real food, and we have to be able to cook that food. We have to change when we eat. And you'll know from watching all of my stuff that it's not about eating frequently. That's not going to speed up your metabolism. We actually want to eat in a more simplistic style. We want to eat less frequently and bigger meals at that time that consist of food. And so when we're eating real food that fills us up, we can do this, and our bodies function so much better with it. We also need to, thirdly, move the body the way the body was designed to move. Not on treadmills, not on ellipticals, not on fitness equipment and all of that kind of stuff. We need to walk. We need to do sprints. We need to be able to squat down, get down the ground, stand back up, and do all of these basic movement things that just should be a part of everyday life. Now, in our modern culture, that's not always possible, so we have to figure out ways to do it. But we need to make sure that the exercise and the fitness that we're doing supports the way that it was designed to move, the way that we're built, we're evolved to move. Fourth thing, we have to have a community. And so I work really hard at bringing people together into a supportive community that, we have a group, we can share recipes, ideas, things like that. But you've got to find a community of people around you that believe the same thing, that do the same thing, that function the same way, and that can provide that level of support to you. And also having like a coach and people that know what they're doing that you can trust to allow you to know that the knowledge that you're doing and the programming that you're doing is the best and is the right way to do it. So that community comes from that peer support plus having a coach support at the same time. Look, when you eat this way, you don't have to count your calories or track your macros or any of that kind of stuff. When you train the way your body is supposed to move, it responds better. When the stress comes down off your body, it functions the way that you want. When it comes to losing body fat, you want your body at the right level, not working out too hard and not working at all. And when you have social connections, you develop a level of trust with other people, with your coach, and so you know that what you're doing is the right thing to do. And it also gives you someone and somewhere to lean on, someone to talk to. So you have to have someone with it. The days of the days of getting on a treadmill and doing it all by yourself, they're done, they don't work. You need some social connections and a group to support you as well. See, when this doesn't come together right, you end up with all sorts of problems that make things so much harder. You end up really overwhelmed. Trying to eat 8 times a day can be too hard. You don't have time to prep. Things get expensive. Like, how do you fit in 8 times a day? And like all that prep and supplements are expensive. You end up relying on processed food because that's like, it's easy. You can grab it quick and go, but processed food is going to slow down all those goals. And it's not essentially what you're supposed to be doing anyway. And so because of all this, you end up stop eating the things that you should and that are good for you and that are going to help with your goals. You end up falling back into old habits and to old patterns. And that's really, really, really hard. It's going to set you back. So when we don't dial in the training properly, what happens? You're too sore to train, right? So you end up skipping workouts, and that just leads to a perpetual pattern. You don't have the time. Like, who has the time to train 5 days a week for an hour plus get there time? It doesn't happen for most people. So then you end up just feeling like a failure, and then your fitness falls off the wagon. And then, because of all of that, life starts to become stressful. And then your family, your friends, they get frustrated and annoyed with you, makes everything like 10 times worse. And your friends are giving you a hard time. Your family's annoyed. They want to go back to regular, normal eating. And you've got no one to share that with and to get through that with. And that's why you've got to have that community there, because if you don't have that support and all of this stuff starts to go on, you're not doing things in a better way, in a better system, you just end up with even less support and it becomes even harder. And how then are you supposed to hit all of these goals you have for yourself? Because I get it. You're going to do something to try to lose weight, lose body fat, change what your body looks like. And what you're going to do is one of two things. You're either going to try the thing that you've done before, the points program, the journaling, the weighing and measuring food, because you're going to think that this time you're just going to work harder and it's going to work better. If you're not going to do that, what you're going to do instead is jump onto one of the new fads, right? Like plant-based is the thing right now, keto, and all these like new fads out there. You're just going to jump onto one of those, but that's going to turn out just like you did with the other programs. You're back onto one of these plans, and these aren't teaching sustainable, healthy things. So you're either going to jump into an old way, or you're going to try a new fad because it's hot right now, just like how you got into those old ways before. I know how these things work and how they go. I also know that they're just the same old, same old. All of these new fads and new trends are the exact same thing. All the keto people are just reiterating what the Atkins diet did back in the late 80s and the early 90s, and protein power and low carb. This is not new stuff. These are just new fads. I know how it feels, and I know that you're ready to make a change. This is what I do. This is what I do every day. I help people with this every day. I've been doing it for 20 years. I help people let go of all of that stress, all of the wrong way of doing things, that feeling of being totally overwhelmed and not knowing, like, what should I do? Where should I go? Who can I turn to for help? And let them come in and join this new way of doing things to become sustainably healthy, while still working at getting to their goals, because this is possible to do. I guarantee it. If you're willing to open up and do things in a new way, in a better way, it's possible to hit all these health and fitness goals, these body goals, lose weight, lose body fat, whatever it is that you want to do. Be healthy, be sustainable, and get through it all, if you're willing to do it in a new way.